Okay guys, we are here with the weekly what sold video. I'm going to show you what I sold on Depop, Mercari, Poshmark, and eBay with my reselling business this week. Last weekend was crazy. I had so many good sales, so I'm excited to share those with you. Hopefully this will help you with your reselling business to help you know what to pick up or what to look for when you're out thrifting or if you're searching online or wherever you get your inventory from. So please subscribe if you haven't yet. I do 3 reselling videos a week. And let's just get right into it. I still haven't figured out a different way to put myself on the screen without making myself pop out. Sorry if my hair is weird. I have my hair oil in, so I'm trying to let that soak this morning. Depop, I sold these pair of Anthropologie, Pilcrow, and the letterpress jeans. These sold for $34. Definitely a good style. I don't pick up the skinny styles from them anymore. They just don't do as good, but here's what the tag looks like. They were in a size 27, so that's a size 4. They have an OB number, even though it's Anthropologie, but that doesn't bring up the style number, so I just use my own keywords and pictures for that. Next up, I sold these pair of Doc Martens boots for $48. These sold really quickly. I did pay $20 for these at the Goodwill, but I knew that right now with it being fall and just a classic style that they would flip quickly, so I was okay with paying up for those, knowing I could sell them fast. So a little bit of wear increasing, but that's okay. They probably sold in like literally a day. Next up, I sold this vintage dress by Capacity. This is sold for $28. These vintage denim dresses were selling really good for me. I don't know if it'll start to fall off now that it's getting into the colder months, but in the summer, they definitely did good. So this was a sleeveless dress by the brand Capacity. It had a floral embroidery on the front, and the midi length seems to do good. So I was excited about that sale. Next up, I sold these hunter boots for $26. These were green. I was having some issues that day with my lighting, so I don't know what's going on, but tall hunter boots, they did have some wear. The logo was cracked off right here, and then I wiped them off, but then this all came back. So I couldn't get them really clean. I didn't really put that much effort into it though. I still sold them really fast. So I was fine with that. I don't like putting a ton of time and work into repairing things. Next up is a pair of vintage Jordache, I think that's how you say it, pants. The low rise lace up corduroy. I found these at a local thrift world. They sold really quickly. And this is kind of where I expected them to sell on Depop. So happy about that. I talked about those jeans. Here's a pair of pants from the brand REI Co-op. These were getting a lot of likes. My hiking stuff does good on Depop. These sold, actually I don't remember, I just popped it out. I had them listed for $35. They might have sold for full price. Convertible cargo pants. They were an older tag, but they still did pretty well. Let me go back here and see. Oh yeah, they sold for my full price of $35. So that is great, and that's it. My 7-day sales on Depop. So, oops, that's my iMovie. Let me know if you guys sell on Depop and how it does for you. I feel like I'm slightly getting more traction on there, but still definitely one of my lower 2 platforms. Mercari is next. I sold this Lily Pulitzer shirt in 1 day. It was an off-the-shoulder, bright, colorful, classic Lily Pulitzer top. $35 on that. Next up, I sold these American Eagle pants really quickly. These were a pair of size 14 short, and they were a green corduroy, high-rise, baggy, wide leg. So really excellent style. I don't pick up a ton of American Eagle, but right now I know corduroy is going to be selling well for fall. So I did decide to get those. Next up was a J. Crew blazer in a size 4. This was a multicolored tweed blazer, sold for $27. If you guys don't know, Mercari doesn't have any fees for sellers. Speaking of that, I heard from people that are at PoshFest that they said they're changing something with the fees for Poshmark. So if you know anything about that, comment down below. What do you guys think? What do you think they're going to do? It'd be nice if it's less fees for us, but if they move them to the buyer, I don't know how that would affect the platform. Also, I was like, okay, let me just listen to part of this thing for PoshFest and just see from the guy who runs it, whatever his name is. And I'm just like, okay, if you want to go to it, that's fine. But I'm like, this is horrible to me. First of all, I feel like some of the ways he was talking was so weird, like woke. Let's just love everybody and make you feel great. I don't know. It was so weird. If you guys haven't watched that like State of the Union address, tell me what you think. But I'm not that type of person. I'm just like, he's like, we're all just beautiful. I don't know. It was super weird. I'm like, people really like talk like this? I would never go to one of those things. Like, that is my worst nightmare. First of all, I don't need to like meet up with a whole bunch of other people. I will choose who I want to meet up with if I want to meet up with any other resellers. Second of all, it's expensive. And for what? You can get all the information for free afterwards. Oh, not my thing. But if it's your thing, have fun and tell us any new news you hear. Trina Turk dress. This came in a designer box from ThreadUp, which I haven't got forever because they started being not very good. I would not consider this that much designer. It sold for $22.68 after sitting for a while. So goodbye, get out of my closet and get out of my life. Okay, Poshmark. These are sales from, today is September 6th. So let me check. They are from August 30th to September 6th. I sold these Judy Blue jeans in a size 18. These sold for $36. I think these were possibly new with tags. Yes. New with tags, high rise, straight leg burgundy color pants. So that was a nice sale. Another pair of Judy Blue. These ones were in a size 32. These were a pair of black skinny jeans and they sold for $27. I'm still picking up some Judy Blue, but definitely passing on more than I used to, depending on size and style. Next up are these pair of Keen sandals. These sold for $40. This style can do really good. It's the Uneek. I think that's how you say it. So all of that like cording, waterproof, hiking, gortcore, outdoor, those are all keywords that I used. $40 for a pair of sandals is really good in my book, so I was happy about that. Next up was this J. Crew coat. I possibly could have relisted this because now it is the season to sell coats. It had went through a few markdown sales. It was the Uptown dress coat in a size 20, and it was a blue wool blend. So $28 in that. That's still okay, but I probably could have got more for it. Apparently, I did check my Poshmark promoted closet because I was like, I'm going to try that again. And my stats, this is the only thing or the only sale that says it's come from it in a week. So I'm like, I don't think it's worth it. I was talking to a friend that used it and she said before she was making really great sales and then all of a sudden it was nothing. So I'm like, I don't know what is going on. How do you know when it's working? How do you know, like, I don't know. It's all confusing. I don't know if I'm going to keep doing it. Anyway, these are a pair of Rothy's in a size 6. They were the salt white color and a honeycomb slip-on style. They sold for $53. So I was really happy about that. Of course, I really still like selling Rothy's. They just don't sell for as good as they used to. Next up is a pair of Judy Blue jeans in a size 29. These only sold for $14. These were a pair of distressed boyfriend jeans. I've had these for probably at least 6 months if they are down to $14, so I was happy to move those out. Next up was a pair of American Eagle shorts that sold for $22. These were a pair of blue distressed 90s boyfriend shorts, high rise in a size 8. So $22 is good for American Eagle shorts for me. I sold this bundle of 2 items for $28. First was a Lululemon long sleeve top, definitely an older style. So I probably would not pick up that style again. And then a vintage Lacoste sweater. So this had the alligator logo on the left chest, a little snag or hole in the sleeve on this pink sweater. But I was happy to accept that offer, especially with the old Lululemon. Next up was a Talbot's vest that I also probably could have relisted for the season. It was in a size 1X. It was a down puffer vest with a faux fur collar. It only sold for $12. I think I got this last year in the spring, earlier this year in the spring. So then it got into summer and people weren't really getting vests anymore. For a little bit there, I was selling vests really well in the summer. Next up is a pair of Jack Rogers boots for $11. Are you guys selling Jack Rogers good anymore? Because the last few times I've had it, it has been sitting for a long time and not selling for very much. So I don't know if it's just the style of ones I'm picking up, but I did pass on a pair of Jack Rogers sandals yesterday. Just because the brand hasn't been moving good and because we're getting out of sandal season. So let me know your experience with Jack Rogers. These were a pair of size 8. green suede low top boots. They only sold for $11. So I don't know what I want to do with that brand in the future. Next up was a bundle for $85. Definitely some older items in here, but some newer ones too. So Eileen Fisher jeans, they wore black mid-rise skinny. This was the brand Baby Style, which I've never heard of, but I got it based on the style. Green corduroy lace-up pants, again, kind of similar to those ones I sold on Depop. A pair of Judy Blue boyfriend jeans, a pair of not American Eagle, AG Adriano Goldschmied jeans. Those ones were marked down to 10. And then these Skechers boots that were new. So $85 in a bundle. That is fine by me. Next up, I sold this kids Carhartt coat. This is so cute. This was getting a lot of attention, so I'm glad it finally sold. This sold for $27 in a size 2T. So if you see any of the Carhartt coats out, make sure you're picking them up because they are going to be selling good now that we are getting into fall winter. Next up is a Bolo brand. This is, I don't know how you say this, Avantoy maybe? AvantToi. This was a size small black turtleneck. It was a silk cashmere blend and it sold for $60. I did have it listed higher, but I was willing to accept an offer just to make some good money. So that was exciting. Definitely be on the lookout for that brand. Next up is a pair of Anthropologie pants. These were in a size 8. These were a very wide leg pair of pants. They were called the Avery High Rise Wide Leg Pants. So perfect pants for fall. They sold for $26. Next up, I sold a pair of Athleta leggings in a size medium tall. These were my old ones. I was selling through some of my old stuff because I am in a small now. And if you guys have anything in a size small tall, let me know. Or 6 tall as far as pants, because I kind of could use a few more. These ones sold for $13. Athleta doesn't do the best anymore, but I did decide to list them just to get some money out of them, which I did. So I am happy with that. Next up is an Anthropologie sweater that sold for $24. This was so cute. It was a sweater look layered over this long sleeve, like white top. They were connected together. It wasn't a size extra small, but I just felt like this was perfect for fall, and it did sell within about a month. Next up is a bundle of $125. So a pair of Marmot pants that I had just listed. I haven't been picking up that brand as much anymore, but these ones sold really fast. A pair of Democracy jeans in a size 10. Some women's Merrill boots, an Anthropologie dress. And I feel like the sub-brand of this was something unique that I don't usually see. Yeah, Pancage and Needy. Here's what the tag looks like if you ever see this. It's an Anthropologie brand. So, and then another pair of Democracy jeans in a size 10. So really nice bundle sale there. I was very happy with that. I sold this Icebreaker shirt extremely quickly. This sold for $31. It was in a size extra large. It had the 175 merino wool on there. You can see the style number back here too if you're curious about that. But that was a really good fast sale. So I did use my Prime Lister to adjust my offers. If you guys didn't watch one of my recent videos where I talked about that, my Poshmark automation tool that I use, Prime Lister, you can now pick if you want a certain price for offers within a certain amount of time. So I have 10% offers of things that are listed for 0 to 30 days because in that first month, I don't want to offer 20% off discount. So that's nice. And then for everything else on out, I am offering 20% off. So 31 days and above. I could go even further if I wanted to send out more offers and keep my prices up, or I can keep doing just my markdown strategy. So for now, I think I'm doing my markdown strategy, but if you guys want to try Prime Lister, it's been amazing for my business, for my Poshmark business. It's definitely helped me make more money. The code for that is down below in the description, and you can use that to try it out and get a discount on your first month. So next up are a pair of Macy Bean boots. I've never heard of this cowboy western brand before, but it did have pretty good comps. So I decided to pick them up. They were in a size 8. They definitely had some wear. You could tell they have been worn outside and used, but they still sold for $45. So I was really happy about that. Let me know if you sold that brand before. Next up are a pair of Free People Movement joggers that sold for $20. These were just a pair of plain black joggers, but I did get them because they were in a larger size of a size extra large. I don't know if I would have got them in a smaller size, as they do tend to sit a little bit longer. Next up was a Varley sweatshirt in a women's size large. This was a gray. Side zip pullover sweatshirt sold for $29. So great sale there. Next, I have a Patagonia jacket that sold in a day. Lately, when I've been listing better sweaters, they don't sell this quickly, but this one was a full zip, so I don't know if that made a difference. Purple full zip Patagonia sweatshirt, $38 in 24 hours. That is excellent. Next up is an Anthropologie Pilcrow shirt that sold for $6. So this one has went, oh my gosh, I keep popping up my iMovie. This one has went through quite a few markdowns if it's at $6. I thought it'd be a cool like thermal band shirt, but apparently nobody wanted it. So goodbye. Next up was an Ivy & Fisher sweater. Again, these are some lower sales here, but I'm happy to get them out of my closet. Size extra small, purple silk organic cotton sweater. The smaller sizes don't do as good. Sometimes they can do okay with certain fabrics, but that one didn't. And then I sold a pair of Freebird by Steven shoes for only $20. Usually Freebird by Steven can be a bolo. I think they do better in the boots. These were just a pair of slip-on mules, and they, I don't know, they were maybe supposed to be kind of having this type of wear, but I've had these for a while now, and they only sold for $20, so I don't know. Maybe it's just the boots that do better for Freebird. Next up was this vintage Ann Taylor skirt. This sold very quickly. It was a size 4. It's not blue, so ignore that. Maxi plaid wool skirt. It even had a little like moth hole in it, but it still sold really quickly. So recently I've sold a vintage Gap wool skirt and now a vintage Ann Taylor with that plaid style. So I would be on the lookout for those at the thrift store while people are doing their fall shopping. I sold this soft surrounding sweater for $10. This was in a size large. It was a wool blend, split back style. Soft surrounding has really fallen off for me in almost everything, so I am very selective about what I am picking up from the brand. Next up is a Talbot sweater that was a cashmere, but it was a zebra print, and I thought this would be fun, but nobody wanted it. And it sold for $6. I mean, somebody wanted it eventually, but not anything that's worth it for me, so that was a fail. Next up was this Lululemon dress. This got returned to me on eBay. I sold it again on Poshmark for the same price. It sold for $35. It was a gray wrap, like midi length dress, really cute in a size 10. I wish that was my size because I probably would have kept it, but it was very pretty and I knew it would resell again. Next up was this Zara blazer. This sold for $35. This was a size medium houndstooth cropped blazer. I don't get a lot from Zara, but sometimes if it's a good style-based pickup, I will. And I felt like that definitely was. So yay. I sold these Lululemon joggers for $15. These were in a size 6. They were the black Get Going pants. These definitely were faded, kind of worn out, not the best style. Maybe I shouldn't have got them. They did sit for a while. I think I originally had them listed for $30, but I was glad to still move them eventually. I sold this bundle of 2 items of Peruvian Connection for $90. First up was a pair of new with tags, gray steel motorcycle pants, and then the other ones were another pair of moto pants in a burgundy color. I found all of these Peruvian Connection items recently at some of my local thrift stores. Somehow they had a ton of it, so I was really excited for that bundle sale. The dresses have been selling for me the best, but that was a great price for the pants. Next up is a pair of Athleta pants that sold for $35. Wait, did I talk about these last week? I think I did because this is the 29th. So let's just stop there. And let's go on to eBay. Let me know down below if you're still here how your sales have been this past week. I heard from others that they had amazing Labor Day sales like I did. Some people said it was crickets. So maybe just all over the board there. First up on eBay. Oh, somebody told me this. If you push the 2 little arrows, you can see the pictures without opening up the listing. Whoever you were, thank you. This is such an amazing tip. Now I don't have to open up the whole listing and I can scroll through the pictures for you guys. Also, thank you to those of you that have been buying items from me. I'm starting to post what I'm listing most of the time on my Instagram stories almost daily, and I've been having some success with it. So Carol has been buying lots of items from me, and then I had somebody else, let me look up her name. I like to shout you guys out, but I'm really bad with names. Janie, she bought a Lululemon skirt from me. So anytime you guys buy something from me, let me know. if I remember your names, I'll try to give you a shout out. But if not, just know that I appreciate it and it's very helpful to my small business. Anyway, yeah, I've been making more sales on Instagram, so that's great. So thank you to the viewer, whoever told me about this tip. Johnny Was top sold for $75 in an offer this morning. It was called the Flicka top, and it was an embroidered velvet type top. I did pay up for this, I think 30 or so, but I was happy to sell that for $75. Next up were these lug. I don't even know what these were. I found these with all of that other stuff with that Thrift With Me video that you guys saw recently. They're like clear pouches, and they sold for $14. I sold this J. Crew coat. This was in a size medium tall. It was new with tags, and it was a waxed barn coat. It also had a corduroy trim collar. I did have this since the spring, and I relisted it once it became fall time, which is a good thing I did because it was marked down, I think, below 45, and it sold for 60, so that's great. Next up was this Catherine's kimono that sold for my full asking price of $35. This was a plus size, new with tags, kind of just this printed kimono. So I was happy with that. Here is another coat sale for $60. This is an Eddie Bauer coat in a size medium. This was goose down filled, which does good. I always make sure if I get coats with this faux fur trim that it's still nice and fuzzy and not really matted. But that was an excellent sale. Next up was a pair of Cole Haan men's shoes. These were listed just recently with my bad lighting that day. I could not figure out what was going on. Just a pair of plain white leather shoes. They sold quickly for $28. Next up were these Nike shoes that sold for $24. These are a pair of Kyrie basketball shoes in a size 8.5, so kind of a smaller size for men's. I got these really cheap at a garage sale, so that was still a good profit. This buyer, I think I made a mistake. It's a Talbot's jacket that sold for $35. It's listed as a size 20 up here, but the tag says 18. So I didn't notice that, and that was my bad. She was really annoyed. But it was weird when she was messaging me. She was like, what is happening, with like tons of question marks and exclamation marks. And I just said, okay, I'm sorry. Like, once you get this, just open up a return case, get it back to me. I'll give you a refund. And she's like, I feel like I'm being scammed. I'm like, I'm not scamming you. I just made a mistake. So that's probably going to get returned. Next, we have a repeat buyer, which is great. These two items sold for $48. It was a Lululemon gray oversized relaxed wrap sweatshirt, and then this Polo Ralph Lauren sweatshirt. I picked this Polo one up recently, but as I got it home, I noticed there was like on the ends of the sleeves, they were like dirty, and I couldn't get them out. So I just went ahead and listed it cheaper. Next up are these Lululemon shorts. This sold for $39 with a coupon. These were a size 12. They were called the Track That mid-rise shorts. They were super cute. These sold extremely quickly, so that's a great price for shorts. I sold a Lululemon top for $28. This was a size 10, navy blue, long sleeve athletic top. I didn't end up finding the style name because I was kind of too lazy, but that's okay. Here's that Avant Toy brand again. I sold another one for $60. This one was in a size medium. It was a red and black ombre. This was a linen blend jacket. So definitely be on the lookout for that brand when you are out shopping. Next up was a vintage Anna Sui dress in a size 25. So I was laughing because my friend Quen B, who resells, she's the Grateful Queen on YouTube. She talked about this, how people are always telling her how to pronounce things. And it's like, it really doesn't matter. Like, if we're spelling it right when we're listing it, it doesn't matter. Like, I don't care when people say that, but sometimes I'm like, so what? Anyway, Anna Sui, I think that's how you say it. Vintage dress only sold, oops, I didn't mean to go into that. Only sold for $25. The comps on these ones weren't that high. I couldn't find very many of them. Some of their vintage dresses can go for more. So make sure you just look up each style as you find it. Next up is another lug wallet. This had a clear, like, a clear pocket in the front. This one sold for $14. I think I paid $2 for these small ones, so that's fine. Next up was a cabbie top that sold for $20. This was in a size extra large. It was a ruffled, ruched, printed blouse. So the larger sizes can do okay, but they're still sitting for me, so I don't know. Here's another denim dress that sold good for me for $25. This was the brand Go Softly Patio. I don't know. I've sold a few of their dresses before. This one had hot air balloons printed on it, and $25 in that. Next up was a pair of Vince pants that sold for $35. These were a pair of like snap, like tearaway joggers, kind of like we used to have back in the 90s. And they sold quickly within about a week for my full asking price with a coupon. Next up, I sold Forever 21. That's right. I sold Forever 21 and I sold it for $35 with a coupon. I got this because of the style. So this looks exactly or really close like a Coogie sweater, Coogi sweater, the 3D knit, which is why I picked it up. I did look up comps. Comps looked pretty good. And so, yeah, I sold Forever 21. I don't usually say that. Next up is a Ralph Lauren cashmere sweater with merino wool. This sold extremely quickly for $35 with a coupon. Brown hooded sweater. Next up was a Farm Rio sweatshirt. This sold for $33. This was a women's size medium pullover crew neck pineapple print sweatshirt. So happy for that sale. I sold this Lululemon bomber jacket for $45. I got this just last week at Plato's Closet. They did not recognize what it was, and they didn't have it marked up too much. It was at $14. So I was happy because I made a really fast sale from that, $45. Next up was an Eileen Fisher top in a size large, sold for $27.78. Gray, minimalist is Tencel Lyocell top, so the larger sizes do tend to sell better. Next up are these Democracy jeans / pants. They sold for $35 with a coupon. These were in a size 12. I really like the style of these, kind of a cargo straight leg. I figured these would sell fast in the fall, and they did. Next up was a Free People top that sold for $23. This was in a size large, white, oversized. It did have like that thermal waffle kind of look. A little bit of a stain on one of the collars, but still sold. I sold this Lug cosmetic case for $20. This was a tropical floral. It was called the Trolley. So kind of like this rectangle shaped like cosmetic makeup bag. $20 on that. Another Adidas Farm Rio item. I found both of these at the same store. This one sold for $65 with a coupon. It was a women's medium again. This was new with tags, which is excellent. So the Farm Rio, that's what the little logo looks like with that flower, can sell pretty good. Next up was an Anthropologie Love the Label top. I've never seen this tag before from Anthropologie, but with the style of this, I decided to look it up. It sold for $25. Kind of this chambray big puff sleeve top. Next up were a pair of Lululemon pants that sold for $52. So this is amazing. Size 6. These were the Align crop, and they were like a high rise, kind of like baggier wide leg. So stuffing the Align with either pants or tops, especially the pants or the leggings, can do better, I feel like, than the other ones. Next up was a Peruvian Connection dress for $80. So that's great. It was even used and it still sold for $80. Tivoli modal Pima cotton dress. It was super pretty. So I was so excited for that sale. I sold this Universal Standard turtleneck for only $22. This was new with tags. I don't know if I'm going to keep getting this brand because it has not been doing good for me. Let me know for you guys. Do you guys sell Universal Standard very well anymore? I sold these Driftwood jeans for $50. These were in a size 28. They were a pair of high-rise floral flare jeans. Retailed for $158. I sold them for $50. Next up was a Free People shirt I had to cancel because I actually sold it on Poshmark. So that's my bad. I sold these Polo Ralph Lauren cream joggers for $40 with a coupon. These were new with tags. High rise, just a classic sweatpant style, minimalist, very cute. Next up was this Banana Republic blazer or jacket that sold for $40 extremely quickly. This was a red Italian boucle, that's how you say it, wool alpaca blend, very fall, very pretty. I forgot to crop that picture, so oops, at least I could see what it looked like. Super fast sale. Johnny Was top for $28. This was definitely an older type of style with that longer length. Here's what the tag looked like. There's like a billion Johnny Was tags. But I'm still happy with that $28 sale. Another $28 sale is this Allie Miles shirt. So $28 is 20% off of $35, so that's why you see that a lot. This was in a size 3X. This sold within 1 day. It was a green oversized fit top. Next up was an IC by Connie K jacket. This was in a size extra large, mesh black midline. It was new with tags. I probably could have got more for it, but I was on a roll accepting offers. And so I was like, yes, please, I will take that. Next up is a pair of 2 Frank and Eileen pants for $150 with a coupon of 20% off. I did end up giving her a shipping discount because I listed them both together, or I shipped them both together. So I refunded her the difference, but these sold so good and so fast. I had a brown pair also that sold really quickly. They were like a high-rise crop style, so that was amazing. Next up are these Sesto Mucci sandals that sold for $25, if that's how you say it. Brown leather with a little bit of a heel, just a very classic style. I sold these Jadens pants for $8. These were definitely older. I think these came from one of Ryan's bins when he used to sell, and we have had them for a while. Brown corduroy skinny, they're just not it. So goodbye. Apparently this could be a Bolo brand. Marywool, I've never heard of it. These were a pair of new with tags Marywool leggings, men's. Kind of like an outdoor like layering type leggings. Here's the 250 midweight. They sold for $44, so that was great. Next up was a Lily Pulitzer shirt that sold for $25. This was in a size small, pink Pima cotton, lightweight, V-neck pullover shirt. Yes. Next up was a fresh produce dress that sold for my full asking price with a coupon. It wasn't a size extra, extra large. I just picked these up recently at a thrift world. My other one sold really quickly as well. So fresh produce dresses, yes, they sell good. Some of the other stuff does too. Next up are a pair of Stubbs and Wooten shoes that sold for $35. This brand is pretty expensive. These were kind of like this woven leather slip-on type mule type shoes. I had some slippers from them for a while, like a really long time, and they took a long time to sell. But those ones sold a little bit faster. Next up were a pair of UGG boots that sold for $80. I think I got these last year at the end of fall winter at Clothes Mentor. And they did sit until it came back around to this fall. So they were a size 8.5. And I think they were possibly new. Yeah. New, never worn. So $80 on those. That is great. Next up, I sold these Rockaware pants for $13. This was kind of Y2K style-based pickup. Kind of an experiment. They just did okay. The weird little bling thing at the end of the pants. Ugh, these are so ugly. Anyway, somebody wanted them. Next up, a pair of Spanx pants that sold for $40. These were in a size 1X. They were like this pinkish brown color. They were a pair of stretched twill cropped wide leg pants. I figured those would sell pretty quickly, and they did. Next up was this Anne Fontaine shirt that sold for $30, but I did. Oh no, I didn't have this, but I asked her if she liked anything else in my closet, and she was super nice, and she just picked something else. So I shipped to her that instead. I sold these Clark's shoes for $61. I got these at my local Goodwill. I got them because they are new, and this Mary Jane type of style is doing so good right now. So they were called the Valerie Rally Clogs. And yeah, $61 with a coupon. That is excellent. Next up are these old Sorel boots. These only sold for $20. Definitely had some wear. Not the best style, in a size 7. I've had these for a while, so I was happy to move on with those. And are we getting to, these are August 30th, so we should be about done here. Let me see. I think I talked about that stuff last week. So that is it for my sales, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your support of my channel. Thank you for all of your support also about my boys, my volleyball team. They won again last week, so we've got 3 gold medals in a row. We're going to start getting into some tougher competition moving into October, but they're doing so good so far. I'm taking them to a local Airbnb tonight. I just rented a house out that's got video games and like an outdoor space and stuff like that, and we're just going to let them all hang out together and just have fun. And then we have a couple games locally tomorrow. So that's been so fun. I am loving volleyball season. It's so fun and it's just great. So just makes me a little busier with my work, but I'm still getting everything done. We are leaving next week on Wednesday to go to Universal Studios in Florida. I really want to bulk up my drafts so I can keep putting out daily listings then. I don't know if I'm going to get enough in order to still put out my 15 to 16 a day because it's just been so just busier with fall and volleyball. But I'm going to try to really just bulk up. I'm going to do a ton of shopping today after this video, and I'm going to get as much as I can in my store, because I'm just going to change my shipping and handling time on eBay. And then for my Poshmark, I'm going to put it on vacation mode, but maybe only for like a day or two, because technically I think you have 7 days to ship on Poshmark, or maybe it's 5. I don't remember. But I just communicate with buyers like, oh, hey, I'm on vacation. I'll ship this when I get back. And pretty much 99% of people are like, that's fine. They don't care. So hopefully I'll still just continue to make good sales. I might run a Poshmark sale in my closet before I go. Sometimes I do that just to like a bundle sale, just to move some stuff and make that last little push of money to use on vacation. So we'll see. If I do, watch my Instagram and I'll post about it on there. That's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching again. Subscribe if you haven't, comment, share, like. See you guys next time.